heartbreak. No mistakes, no monsters. I'm done with the heartache, done with the heartbreak. No mistakes, no monsters. But the days and the nights, boy, you're all that I was dreaming of. I try to run, try to hide, try to put those fears aside. But the days and the nights,
Is this you? I want to be more flexible. I want to be more mobile. I want to feel better. If you find yourself saying yes, yes, yes to all three of those questions, then you, my friend, are in the right spot. You're in the exact right spot. And so are you. I'm Jan. This is Piper. That's Bonnie back there. And this is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. You do it your way. And I can't stress that enough. You do it your way. We do it every single day live for 1 hour. Yeah, it's 1 hour, but you stick around for as long as you can. You stick around for as long as you're having fun. Make time for you. Every day our practices are different. But the magic word is to modify. Modify is to make it work for you and give yourself permission to let the poses work for you as you do what is right for your body. Always do what's right for your body. We're all unique. We're all different. Just don't hurt your body. Move to what feels good and throw the rest of it out. And, you know, it isn't about the great big achievements and all those things. It's about taking the little steps and making those the things that you celebrate. And perhaps today it's just coming to your mat. That is a big victory in and of itself. Come to your mat, move a little more each day. Take deep breaths. It's all good, and just be kind to you. Okay, so that's enough about that. You're going to take care of your body. You're going to think about a word today, and the word you're going to think about is calibrate. Calibrate means to determine the correct range. So think about that, the correct range of motion in your body. What's right for you? To help you along, use some props. 2 yoga blocks are terrific. Grab those, find those, have those. I don't know what you can substitute for them, but make it happen. An eye shade, a little hand towel, a strap, a yoga strap, or a belt to your robe. That'll work, and a little bit of water or tea or whatever potion you wish. Maybe it's pumpkin spice latte. Anyway, get something to drink and just have fun. Come to your mat, come to seated, and let's lock in a stress number. All right, we do this every time. Stress number, scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you right now? We're going to work on bringing that stress number down as you feel better, more flexible, and more mobile in your body. All right, so today's warm up. You're on your bottom. That's good, right? Just sit down on your mat. Your legs can be any way you like. You can have them long on your mat. You can have them crisscrossed. If the knees are up, kind of encourage them down a little bit. Or take what's called a Sukhasana pose. That pose is when you bring one foot up on top of the opposite knee, hug it in, and bring the bottom foot up also. I can't do it, so I'm letting it go. So nestle in here. Your bottom cheeks should be equally pressed into the mat. Maybe you use a block to slip under your top knee for support. Put your hands on your knees, take a big breath in, maybe close your eyes, and a big sighing breath out. Let it go. You're starting to open up through the hips. We're going to stay here for a little bit, and we're going to do some other things to get your mind off of your hips. But just nestle in here. You're built to do this. You can do it. Modify it to make it doable. Take a deep breath in. And another deep breath out as your shoulders soft. Now take your arms. Let's lift our arms up off of our hands and lift them up to the sky as you inhale. And then as you exhale, audibly out your mouth, bring your arms on down. Inhale, arms on up. Exhale, arms on down. Just move your shoulders. I don't know how high you're bringing them. Maybe a little less high, maybe a bend in your elbows. It's good. It's good. Just move. Up with a big inhale, down with an exhale. Up and down. Feeling better already? You do. The more you move, the better you feel. All right, hands come down, hands come forward of your mat. Walk your hands a little bit forward. Take a deep breath in. Think of the crown of your head going to the front of your room. And a big breath out as you hollow out your belly. Maybe walk your hands a little further forward. Maybe you want to use another block. Put that under your hands. Big breath in, big breath out. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. Just let the stress go. You're just here to move and feel good. If it's stressing you out, back out of it. Don't do it. Maybe reach a little bit farther. Big breath in, big breath out. No hurries, no worries. This is your time. As you inhale, on the next inhale, slowly bring your block back as you bring your shoulders up over your hips. Hands behind your back. Lift your chest up to the sky. Chin goes up to the sky as well. Feel the nice stretch in the front of your neck. And then finish. Come on back down to a natural seated position, shoulders over your hips. Arms tee out, nice and big. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Give yourself a big hug. One arm on top of the other arm on the bottom. Reach your fingers toward your spine and then squeeze your shoulders to the side of the room. Nice big hug. Do it again on the other side. Tee out the arms, nice and big. Bring the opposite arm on top. Fingers toward the spine, close your eyes, squeeze the shoulders to the side of the room, expand the shoulders to the side of the room. And then finish with your hands. You got one block perhaps on the side of your mat or no block at all, totally fine. Put your hand down on the mat or on the block. Reach the other arm nice and high and then let that reaching arm cross the midline of your body. Maybe you come down to your forearm. But keep both bottom cheeks down. Keep your chin away from your chest. Keep the top shoulder back. And just enjoy this big reaching stretch. Breathe. And then finish. Slowly come on back up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Hand can be down on the mat or on the block. You decide. Reach through the other arm. And reach to the side of the room. Take it slowly, gracefully, peacefully. Be at peace. Finish up. Come on back up to the midline. Hands on your knees. Start to circle your neck if that feels good. Circle your neck. If it doesn't feel good, lengthen through the neck, bringing the crown of the head up to the sky. If you're doing neck circles, take them in the other direction as well. Maybe look to the right, look to the left. Just turn your neck. It's kind of nice to close the eyes and just get into the sensations, get into the feeling. Finish up, head back at the midline. Bet you forgot about your hips, didn't you? All right, that's a good thing. All right, let's come out of this pose, whichever pose you're in. Bring it into the opposite. So I had my right leg on top last time. I'm going to bring my right leg on the bottom. Other foot comes up on top. Block under the knee for support if you like that. Hands to your knees. Lengthen up. Big breath in, big breath out. Start with those arm sweeps whenever you're ready. Big arms come on up, up, up to the sky and reach. As you exhale, let them float down. And continue up with the arms, down with the arms. The shoulders feel good. Take it as far as is right for you today. You know what works best for you. Maybe the hands reach and touch overhead and then float on down. Wake up the shoulders. How does that feel? All right, hands come down. Let's reintroduce that block if you like. Press it forward and just hinge forward a little bit. Work the block or your fingers more to the front of the room as you feel the goodness in your hips. You don't have to take it very far. Take it just to what's right for you. You don't want to hurt yourself. And you don't want to take a pose to the point where, oh, I'm so miserable, I hate this, I'm never coming back. You just want to stretch to what feels right for you today. And tomorrow it'll feel different. So just come back and try. Slowly come on back, shoulders over the hips, hands behind your back like a kickstand on the mat. Lift the chest, the chin up to the sky. Nice big stretch in your neck. And then finish. Come on back, shoulders over your hips, arms tee out, nice and big. Press the backs of the hands to the back of the room, and then exhale, give yourself a big hug. Work your fingers towards your spine. You've been here before, you know this one. Expand the shoulders to the side of the room. Open them up. Opposite arm on top. Do the same thing again here. Nice big hug. Finish with the hug, let it go. Let's do the side bend. Hand to the mat or to the block. Opposite arm reaches and crosses the midline of the body. Maybe slip on down, forearm to the block or to the earth. Reach, reach, reach. Both bottom cheeks on the mat. Shoulder back, chin away from the chest. Big stretch. Slowly on the inhale, come on up. Take a breath here. And the other side. Hand comes down, other arm lifts. Let it cross the midline. Doesn't have to go far. You do what feels right in your side body. Breathe. Slowly come on up to center. Time for your neck circles. Hands to your knees. Neck circles any way you like them, but just move the neck. Maybe you look right to left, left to right. Just turn the head. Maybe you're lengthening up through the crown of your head. Just get some motion going in the neck. Finish up and come back to the midline of the body. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's go into our child's pose. All right, so I'm going to remove the blocks. Maybe keep one block at the top of your mat. Come out of whatever leg position you're in. Take it slowly, no rush, no hurry. All right, so for child's pose, lots of ways you can do child's pose. Classic child's pose, your knees are together, your big toes are touching, and you reach your chest toward the earth. You could use a block for your forehead, and your arms can come down by your sides. Maybe that feels good today. You feel tiny and concise right here. Let the fingers reach more to the back of the room. Your option, an alternative, is a wide-legged child pose. Knees spread wide, hips back to your heels. Forehead can go, or chest can go to the block, and arms reach to the top of your mat. You could scoot the block up to the top of your mat and place your hands on it. This is really getting into the shoulders. You don't have to be doing this. You do what feels right for you today. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Now just become aware of your breathing. Big, deep breaths. And with those deep breaths, close your lips and focus on the heat in your body. Come back to your child's pose or stay in your child's pose longer if you like. It's your practice. I'm going to come out of this child's pose and come to a neutral tabletop. To do that, bring the hands underneath the shoulders and come on up on the knees, hips over the knees. Let's do cat-cow. This is a favorite of a lot of people because it feels so good for your spine. So you're going to lengthen through the spine, through the crown of the head and the tailbone, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat and the hands as well. So really push the earth away. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, and push into the earth. That's your cat, like a Halloween cat with an arched back. Inhale, cow, tailbone and crown of the head lift. Do a few cat-cows, marrying your breath. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Breathe. And then let's finish up, even out. Finish up in your cat-cow. Come back to a neutral tabletop and extend your right leg long. Press the ball of the foot into the mat. Nice stretch here. Just press it into the earth. When you're ready, lift the extended right leg up, cross it over the midline of the body, hug high in the upper inner thighs, plant the toes down on the left side of the body, and then look over your left shoulder. Look back to your foot, your knee, or your bottom, and enjoy the big stretch on the right side. Let's finish here. Right knee meets left knee on the mat, and let's do the other side. Left leg extends. Ball of the foot comes down, press it into the earth. Even that should feel good. I hope that feels good. That's what you're after with your yoga, feeling good. Breathe. Now when you're ready, lift that extended left leg up, cross the midline of the body, plant the foot down on the right side, and look over your right shoulder, back to the foot, to the knee. Just breathe and feel the big stretch on your left side. Breathe. And then let's finish. Left knee meets right. Take a cycle of cat-cow. Cat pose. Cow pose. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot of movement to feel better, and your yoga is a testament to that for sure. All right, come back to your neutral tabletop. Let's do thread the needle. Send your right arm high up to the sky and look up to the fingers as best you can. Bring the right arm down, palm face up. So it's going to threading the needle, bringing it under the left arm, and work the right shoulder down to the mat, or use the block to bring the ground up to you. The right arm is reaching to the left, and the left arm is reaching to the top of the mat. You don't have to use a block. You can slip it on down and hold it here. When you're ready, unthread the needle. Arm comes up, look up. Maybe you can look a little higher now. Plant the hand. Other side. Left arm lifts, look up, up, up. Exhale, left arm comes under the right. Right arm slides forward, left arm slides to the right, and you come down on your left cheek. Right arm reaches, left arm reaches. So your arms are kind of like reaching in an L shape. Breathe. Let it go. Don't hold the tension in your shoulders. All right, slowly slide back. Right hand under the right shoulder. Left arm goes up, up, up. And you look up to the fingers as best you can. And then finish. Hands come down. Cat-cow just because we can. Tuck your chin to your chest, tailbone under. Inhale, cow. Nice job. Find your block if you want, or both blocks if you like. And have a seat back in toes pose. To do your toes pose, you're going to tuck your toes under. So your toes are in a dorsiflexion. You're going to take a block, if you'd like, and have a seat on the block. That's an option. See if you like that. Or no block at all. That's fine. We're going to use the two blocks in just a second when we do the counter pose to this, which is called your ankle pose. All right, so how is this? Settle in. It's really intense. I think it's always intense. It does get better over time, but if it hurts and it's painful, come out of it. Just hinge forward, take a little bit of the weight off. Nestle in and just find tranquility. Is that possible? Find tranquility and peace in just identifying your path. Where are you going? Find your path and stick with it. What is the right way of doing your yoga? Stick with it. Just stick with it. That's the thing. And you make adjustments to make it work, as we mentioned earlier. That's the magic word, modify. So sit back here, rest on the feet, make little adjustments here and there, to make it work for you. There's no yoga police saying, do it this way, do it that way. You should be focused on how you feel, not on how it looks or how you think you should be doing it. How does it feel? Just move a little bit and realize that you're doing exactly right if it's making you feel better. That's the ticket. Trust yourself and let that silly expectation go. All right, toes pose. Let's be done. All right, now we're gonna hinge forward a little bit. Place the tops of your feet on your mat. Here's where you can use the 2 blocks. Tops of your feet are on your mat. Let's counter that pose with this ankle pose. Lean back. Use the blocks to bring the ground up to you and lean back into your ankles. Lean back in so you're kind of balancing on the top of your feet. How does that feel? Stretch out the ankles. Hello to Tammy, Stan, Lynn, Liz, Esther, Linda, Kelly, Roger, and Pitta. Nice to see you. All right, there we go. All right, that's your ankle pose. How does it feel? Let's come out of it and let's do Pentacle. All right, Pentacle, you know this one, big 5-pointed star. Come down on your back. Here's the deal here. Remember this Pentacle today. I'll tell you why in a bit. All right, come on down. Feet spread wide, arms high overhead. You bring your body to look like a big letter X. Shoulders are down on your mat. Maybe the backs of your hands are touching the earth. Breathe in your Pentacle pose. It's just kind of a resetting pose. But remember this, if you're new to yoga, remember this because we're going to possibly come back to this later if you really like it. All right, big breath in, big breath out. I think I could stay here all day. How about you? Breathe. Okay, next pose. If you want to join me, arms come down by your sides. Press on up and bring your legs together to touch. They're extended long. Draw the toes up to the sky. Lift up here, nice tall, nice straight back. Now your feet. Have your big toes touch. And then kind of like a ballerina, open up the feet, working the little toes toward the mat. Open up so your feet are kind of in that kind of shape. Bring them back, big toes to touch, and open them up again. Back to touch, and open them up again. Bring them back to touch, and this time try to imagine the soles of your feet touching. So kind of curve the little side of your foot around to try to imagine bringing the soles of your feet to touch. Hold it there. Hold it. And then release. Bring the feet back to a natural position. Wiggle the toes. Just wiggle the toes, that's it. Now here's where you can use your strap or your towel today, or nothing at all. I'm gonna use the towel. So I'm place the towel under the toes of the right foot, and I'm just gonna pull them back. Pull them back, pull them back, pull them back. Ooh, you feel that, don't you, in the calf? Now you don't have to use the towel. You could use that strap underneath the toes. Pull them back. Or use your hand and pull the toes back. Let's do the other side. And how do you want to do it? Towel, strap, hands? Maybe you don't want to do it at all. Just pull the toes back. Pull the toes back in your mind. Pull them back towards your shin. Let it be. Finish up. Toes up toward the sky. Give all your toes a wiggle. Give them a wiggle. Let it be. Now, wide-legged forward fold. This is another pose I'm going to ask you to remember. So grab your 2 blocks, spread your legs wide, blocks between your legs. It just seems like a perfect day to do this kind of practice. It's kind of raining here in Colorado and it's cold. Just get some movement in the body. All right, legs spread wide. You can help spread the inner thighs open. 2 blocks, you know, at whatever height you like. And just hinge forward a little bit. Kind of a little bit of a, no, it is a big, not a little bit, it's a big stretch in the adductor muscles. How does it feel? So this is your wide-legged forward fold. This is going to be an option for you to come back to in a little bit too, because we're going to do some balancing today. But mostly our Wednesday classes are down on the mat. So when we balance, if you don't want to do the 3 balancing poses, you can go back to that Pentacle pose, or you can come back to this wide-legged forward fold. Maybe decrease the height of your blocks, hinge your chest a little more forward, and just get into this. So on days like today, and our other practices on Monday and Tuesday and Saturday, we kind of fairly quickly go through the poses. Join us Thursdays and Sunday for a restorative practice where we hold these poses for a long period of time, like maybe 5 minutes even in something like this. So you decide what works for you. All right, let's come out of this now. Bring your legs together, remove your blocks, and let's find our strap to do boat pose. All right, boat pose. You can use your strap or your towel or nothing at all. I'm going to use the strap today because we did it yesterday without. So with your strap under your feet, hold on to it like reins of a horse and lean on back. Lean on back like you're in a beach chair. And when you're ready, if you're ready, lift your heels on up. So you got the strap in your hands. Have your back nice and flat. So think of your chest lifting to the sky and hold it right here. Elbows are hugged in. And you're in your boat pose. Find your little bit of balance here and breathe. Breathe, breathe. Maybe lean back a little bit more and let it be. All right, heels come down. Just walk your hands down that strap and take a nice little seated forward fold. Think of your forehead, your nose coming towards your knees. A little bend in the knees might feel good. No stress here. Do what you can do. And just come back every day. Every day you move, you will get more flexible and more mobile. There's no magic pill, you just gotta do it. And let it be a time for you, where you say, I get to do my yoga, not I have to do my yoga. All right, finish up, remove the strap. Now, next pose. This is for strength. It's a plank. We try to do these every day too. If you don't feel like doing a plank today, totally fine. Maybe take that option of going into Pentacle or go back to your wide-legged forward fold or your child's pose. You do what you like. Today we're going to do a forearm side plank. I'm going to set a timer so you can see your progress. You don't have to do the timer. You can just close your eyes and let it be. Or you can take these 2 minutes and go get a cup of coffee. Because we're going to do side plank, 1 minute on each side. So come on down to one side. Have your elbow under, I'm going to do it my left side first. I'm going to have my elbow under my shoulder. My forearm is parallel to the top of the mat with my fingers spread wide. You can stay down on your hip. If this is new to you, go for it. You can press on up through the knees and stay right here. Or you can send your legs long and press on up to a side plank. That's what I'm going to try to do today. So we're going to set the timer so you can watch the screen. Let's go. 1 minute starting now. You can lift an arm up and hold. So, maybe 10 seconds is your goal today. That's totally fine. Take breaks when you need them. Come down on your hip, rest and relax. Look up to your right hand if you like, or keep your right hand down. We're 15 seconds into this. We're 20 seconds in. All right, so hold here. Take your breaks when you need them. Let it be. Hips are lifted. Arm can come up. 30 seconds in. Breathe. Just build that strength, right? How are you doing? Got about 15 seconds to go. Hold it. Hold it. You can do anything for 10 seconds. Come on now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. You did it. All right, so there's your side plank on one side. Let's do the other side. Do you want a drink? Go for it. All right, other side, get set up. Same thing. Come on to the other hip. Forearm, press it into the mat. Elbow, under shoulder stability. That was our word yesterday. Alignment. All right, legs go long, so let's press on up. Come on up. Timer, go. Yeah, I need every second I can get there. All right, so pressing strongly into that arm. Maybe the left arm reaches up to the sky and you look up to it. You decide what you want to do, how you want to do this. All right, 15 seconds in. Maybe that's enough for today. Breathe through it. You got it. You're stronger than you think. Give yourself credit. But yesterday we talked about, we're 30 seconds in. Yesterday we talked about alignment and stacking everything for maximum efficiency. Same thing today. The word was calibrate, to determine the correct range for you. 20 seconds to go. We got this. 1 minute plank. We got it. It's a long time. However long you did is perfect. You got 10 to go. 8, 6, 4. Oh my goodness, 2 and 1 and done. Come on down. How did you do? Whew, that was hard, wasn't it? But every little bit helps. If it was 10 seconds, 10 seconds more than had you done nothing at all. All right, now's your choice. Here you go. Pentacle, wide-legged forward fold, or come and join me in standing. All right, you decide. What's it gonna be? All right, for standing, just 3 balancing poses today. First one is one of our favorites. It's You Will Look Taller. It's a pose borrowed from physical therapy. Here's the deal. You will look taller. First letter of each word. Bring your body into a big letter Y. Press the backs of your hands to the back of the room. Breathe. How do your shoulders feel? Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Breathe. You. Now bring your arms into a W shape. Slide them on down. Elbows down toward the earth. Squeeze. Open up through the shoulders. You can kind of feel going up and down the spine. We're working our way down. Squeezing strong muscles to the spine. Now the letter L. 2 L's, a forward and backward L. Squeeze your elbows in toward your waist. There's the letter L. Tee out your arms for the letter T for taller, and then pulse them to the back of the room. Let's do it again. A little faster. You will look taller. Now here you make it really hard. If you had a wall nearby, come against your wall. Ooh, you really feel how far back your arms can go. You will look taller. You decide. Finish up. Come on down. Arms down by your sides. And just for a moment, maybe close your eyes. Feel how good you feel in your chest and your upper back. Don't you feel that your shoulders are more over your hips? Don't you feel like you're standing taller? Good posture. So important, especially as we get older. All right, tree pose. Arms to prayer center, hands to prayer center. Root through your left leg, weight out of the right. Open up the right knee to the side of the room. Plant the ball of the foot on the earth. Heel to the inner ankle of the left leg, or slip it higher or higher still. Remember, just don't put it on your knee. Knees aren't meant to bend sideways. Hold here in your tree. Hips equidistant to the front of your room. Solid foot rooted in. Press the foot into the leg and the leg back into the foot. Grow your branches of your tree and sway them. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet, and maybe take a long blink. Try to close your eyes for a second or 2. You could always have a chair here for added balance. It's all good. Let's finish on this side. Hands to prayer center, knee to the front of the room, foot meets foot. Other side, root into the right foot, weight out of the left. And if you stay right here, this is a lovely tree, right? You do what's right for you. You don't have to take everything to the extreme. Maybe slip the foot up a little bit. Maybe slip it up even higher, but avoiding the knee. Put the press on, foot to leg, leg to foot. Maybe a chair. Arms lift, branches sway, gazes up. Maybe try to close the eyes for just a second. And then finish. Hands back, prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Left foot meets right. All done. One more balancing pose. This is called your one-legged mountain. All right, let's begin by lifting the right leg up. Bring your right knee to about hip height. Draw your toes towards your shin. There's mobility there. We worked on that earlier. Then lift your arms up. Lift even out of your hips and the crown of your head. Lift your fingers a teeny bit higher. Hold it right here. This is your one-legged mountain. You are strong. You are stable. Balance. So important. The more you work on it, the better you'll get. There's no shortcuts. Just keep trying. Finish. Foot comes down, hands back to prayer center in gratitude. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Other side. Root into your right foot. Lift your left leg up, knee at about hip height, toes drawn toward the shin. I could balance a block here. In fact, we've done that in the past. Lift your fingers high up to the sky. Find some extra stretch and lengthen your hips. Reach through your fingers. Gaze forward and focus. You can't be thinking about anything else right here, right now, can you? You're in the moment, keeping your balance in that strong, solid right leg. And if you fall out, no big deal. Get back in. And then let's finish. Hands to prayer center. Foot comes down. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let it go, let it go, let it go. All right, hinge forward. Hinge forward. Let your hands reach toward the earth. Wouldn't be a good day without ragdoll pose, right? Let's do that. Toe heel your feet, hip width distance. That's 2 fists. Hands to opposite elbows. Gaze back to your knees so the crown of your head is toward the earth. Little bend in your knees. Breathe. Start to sway gently from side to side. If you are in your pentacle pose, and if you are in your wide-legged forward fold, boy, I bet you've really come far in that wide-legged forward fold. But it's about time to come out. So let's all start making our way onto our stomachs. So if you're in your ragdoll pose, bring your arms back to the midline, give your toes a wiggle, release your fingers to your mat, bend your knees nice and slowly, and come all the way down to your mat. All right, now maybe you've rolled over from your other positions. Let's come on down to our bellies. So come on down gently to your bellies. Now your hands. Let's bring our hands far reaching to the top of the mat like you do in an extended child's pose. Legs long on your mat with a little bit of space between them. We're going to go from Superman to airplane. We'll do it maybe 4 or 5 times. You decide what you like. All right, so for your Superman, chin is at the center of your mat. Maybe lift one leg or the other off of the mat. Feel the strength in your low back. And then maybe add in the arms. Maybe you would prefer to keep the legs down and just lift the arms. You decide what works for you. Lift up in your Superman and hold. Sweep your arms back, taking it to an airplane pose. With the arms swept back, palms face down, reach your fingers toward the back corners of your mat. Come back to your Superman. Come back to your airplane. Lift out of the chest. Come back to your Superman. Come back to your airplane. I think that was 3 times. Maybe again. 4 times. Reach in Superman. Sweep the arms back. Lift and hold and finish. Come on down to your mat. And when you're ready, hands under your shoulders, press on up to a seal pose. Soften in the glutes. Gaze down your nose. Come up to a standing on your knees. Gentle baby camel today. So take your hands behind your low back. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Look forward, push your hips forward. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe look up right overhead. Maybe stay right here. And then let's finish. Have a seat on your heels. So have a seat on your heels. Hands on your knees. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Camel kind of makes you a little loopy. Maybe it's time for a little sip of water. You decide if that's good for you. All right, we're going to come onto our backs again. That's good. We're going to do banana asana. So come on down. Come long on your mat. Legs go long, but this time your legs are zipped up. Come on down to your back. Lift your arms up overhead. Maybe a bend in your knee, in your elbows feels good. Palms touch. Lengthen as best you can through your toes and your fingertips. For banana asana, you want your body to be curved like a banana. So work your heels of both feet to the right corner of the mat, and then let your pointing fingers reach to the top right corner of the mat. So you're curving your body like a banana shape. Keep the shoulders down and breathe. If you would like, you're curving to the right, so take your right hand and grab your left wrist and give it a tug, keeping both shoulders and both hips down. Finish up, fingers back to the midline, work the legs back to the midline, find your big stretch here, big cycle of breath, and let's work this pose in the other direction. Heels move to the left corner of the mat. Pointing fingers reach to the top left corner of the mat. Keep your hip down. Both hips are equal on your mat, and keep your shoulders down too. You should be feeling a nice big stretch. Oh, from the tricep all the way down your side body here. We're reaching to the left, so take your left hand, capture your right wrist, give it a little tug. This is your banana asana pose. Silly name, but a great, nice stretch for your side body. Work your way back to the midline. Big, long, deep breath in and out as you stretch it out here. And then bring your arms down by your sides. Find your strap. Bend your knees. Bring the center of the strap under the centers of your feet. Hold on to the strap like reins of a horse. And maybe pull the toes higher up overhead. A little bend in your knee might feel good. Release the right leg down to the mat so your legs look like a big letter L. Take the strap into the left hand. Let the left leg and the pinky toe work toward the earth on the left side. Doesn't have to go far at all. As you inhale, bring it on up. Transfer the strap into the right hand and let the big toe of the left foot cross the midline of the body as you roll onto the right hip and create like a little rainbow arc over your body using this strap. So back and forth a couple of times. Maybe when the foot is reaching to one side of your body, you look with your gaze to the opposite side. Find some mobility in the hips. Finish up. Right leg meets left. Give them both a nice tug. Left leg comes down. Right leg is lifted. Strap in the right hand. Pinky toe side of the right foot. Bring it on down to the right side. Lift it on up and take it to the left side. So a little half circle. You're rolling onto one hip and then opening up through the other side. I think one more time will even us out. Or maybe you stay here and do this longer. It's all good. Let's finish up. Bring the left leg up to meet the right. Even that, you're using your strong core. Give the straps a nice tug, a little bend in the knees, toes overhead. Let it be, let it be, let it be. And then finish. Remove the strap. Feet come down. Find a block. Have it nearby at about shoulder height. Knees are bent, soles of the feet on the mat. Let's do bridge pose. Arms down by your sides. Press into your strong feet. Lift your hips on up. Squeeze, lift up higher, 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 and then release. Bring your spine down, one vertebra at a time. How does that feel? All right, let's take the block. You can use one or two and slip them under your bottom. So press back into your feet again. Slip the blocks underneath your bottom. One block will do, maybe two feels better. And then send your legs long on your mat. Oh, you can feel the stretch right in the front of your hip flexors. How does that feel? Maybe tee out the arms. Big breath in, big breath out. This is your pontoon pose. Big breath. And when you're ready, you can stay here if you want. We're going to go into fish pose next, so we'll need both blocks again. But if this is what you need today, you know best. Stay right here. I'm going to come out of it. I'm going to bend my knees, pressing the soles of my feet into the mat, lifting my hips up again, removing the blocks, slowly bringing my spine down one vertebra at a time, keeping the navel tucked to the spine, all the way down. Yes. All right, 2 blocks for fish pose. We'll do a fish pose tomorrow too in restorative, and we'll do it on a bolster, which is like a big pillow, so it's a little more comfortable. Take your 2 blocks and create like a letter T with them on your mat. The horizontal block is at the top, the vertical block is underneath with a couple inches between, because your neck is going to be between. You could also place the blocks at their more stable height. Perhaps that's a little more comfortable. All right, you're going to have to wiggle these blocks and adjust them because nobody ever gets them right the first time. You're on your bottom. Keep your bottom on your mat. The first block, Wiggle it so it's between your shoulder blades. You don't want it low on the back. You want it between your shoulder blades, but you don't want your neck to be able to touch it. That's what the job of the other block is. Bring your head down to the other block. And arms down by your sides. Palms face up. Big opening of the chest. Really good for standing posture. Really good to counter that text neck posture that everybody's getting because they look down at their phones all the time. All right, your legs can be lots of ways. You can have them straight and long on your mat. If your low back is feeling a little bit of a twinge, bend your knees and have the soles of your feet on your mat. Or the other option, create like a little fishtail. Bring the soles of your feet to touch and your knees to open wide. Breathe here in your fish pose. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Let your shoulders be away from the ears and heavy toward the mat. Your chest is lifted and proud. Proud of what you're doing. Nothing wrong with being proud of your accomplishments. Breathe. Your arms, maybe you like to tee them out a little bit more. Where does it feel good for you? That's the best yoga pose, where it feels right and good for you. As you take your deep breaths in and out in your fish pose, think of all the space you've created in your chest. Don't you just feel like you can breathe more fully and better and stronger? Soften in your glutes to allow your knees to fall more to the earth if you're in this little fishtail pose. You know, it doesn't take a lot of extreme motions to get fit, to feel better, to feel more flexible, more mobile. It takes consistency and just doing what's right for you. I posted an article about just that in our group, a private group on Facebook. It's called Friends of 316 Yoga. If you'd like to join, send me a message and I'll let you in. It's a good article. It's an encouraging article. It's the small steps that get you on your journey. Stay here in your fish pose if you like, or if you'd like to join me in a final Savasana pose, bring your knees together or legs long. Come back to that starting position there. And don't lift up off of your blocks. Just roll off of your blocks. One side or the other. Just roll off and just ease into your final Savasana. Scoot the blocks aside. Find your eye shade or your little towel. Cover your eyes. Legs are long on the mat, arms down by your sides on your mat. Think of having as much contact with the earth as you can. Eyes closed. Deep breaths. Softness between the eyebrows. Deep breath. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Deepen your breath. Let the exhales go slowly out of your mouth. Inhale through the nose. Fill up your lungs. Exhale through the mouth. If you can stay longer in your final Savasana pose, enjoy it. If it is time for you to conclude your practice, we'll begin with bringing a little bit of motion into the fingertips and the toes. Then expand the motion and maybe even turn your neck from right to left to left to right. How does that feel? You've got the earth supporting you. How far can you take the neck? How do you like it? Work the motion up into the fingers, the hands, the wrists, the ankles. Come to rest the head back at the midline of the body. Circle the wrists and ankles in all the different possible directions. Inhale, reach high overhead, stretch it out, point the toes to the bottom of the mat. Mobility in your shoulders. How do they feel now? Breathe. Fetal position. Bend your knees and your elbows. Roll onto one hip or the other. Use the low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Savor this pose here. Savor this time on your mat. Big breath in. Big breath out. When you're ready, slowly press on up. Use your hands or not and come to a comfortable seated position. So what's comfortable? Whatever strikes your fancy. Sit comfortably, hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Blink your eyes open. Stress number. You took one in the beginning. Let's check back with it now. What was it then? And what is it now? Do you feel more mobile in your hips, in your shoulders, in your chest, in your legs, in your knees, in your hips, in your ankles? It's all good. So in the beginning, you asked yourself 3 questions. And I said, do you want to be more flexible? Do you want to be more mobile? Do you want to feel better? And the answer to all 3 of those was yes. And right now, instead of saying I want, you can say I do feel more flexible. I do feel more mobile. I do feel better in my body. That stress number tells you right there. That's your yoga. Come back to it every day. I'm glad that you were here. I will see you on your mats tomorrow, every day. Every day, do it. Do a little bit. It doesn't have to be an hour, but just come back, try our different practices, and just stick with it. Bye, guys. Love you. See you on your mats tomorrow. Bye. Hey, you. How are you? Oh, you're a good girl. You're just shaking your neck, aren't you? Hi, baby girl. Good girl. You're my girl. Yes, you are. What are you doing? Do you want to go out in the rain? Stay in the actions and out of the results. The results will take care of themselves. Just keep coming back, doing your yoga and enjoying yourself and having fun. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody. So tell your friends about the great things that the yoga is doing for you. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can go to our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Stay strong, stay focused, and stay in the action. And the results will take care of themselves. See you on your mats tomorrow.